Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. This is the 14First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock here for Monday night, June the 23rd. We are sizzling outside, and we are going to stay that way too. In fact, there really isn't a break in the heat coming our way until perhaps the end of the week. I've kind of turned over all the cards right now. We'll try to keep it interesting nonetheless here, since you're watching us here on our stream show that we do every night at 9 o'clock. And I'm monitoring your comments on our 14 News Facebook page, so if you have questions, concerns, anything you want to put in there, you can do that, and we'll check them about halfway through the show. Out there now, we have a very muggy night. I don't know if you've been out or not. There's a little breeze stirring, but it's basically just blowing humidity around out there. So the hazardous heat's going to continue. That's why we have first alert weather days on the board all the way through Friday. And we might even see an extension into the weekend because the same general conditions will apply. And you'll note too that some of the big urban areas, you know, like up here Fort Wayne, South Bend, and around Charleston, West Virginia, Huntington, and then up the East Coast, we have excessive heat warnings in those spots. Urban areas tend to hold the heat a little more than the outlying areas because of the concrete and buildings and structures, basically. Mid 90s each day, and our peak heat index values right around 105, which is right on the cusp there of the danger range. 105 and up tends to be the point at which you have a significantly increased risk for heat exhaustion or heat stroke if you overdo it out there. We're mainly talking about days during the day, in the afternoon, when the sun is at its highest. And that's, we base all of our risk graphics here on the worst possible time of the day, which would be basically from about 1 to 4 when the sun is at its highest. And we are in that major impacts zone all the way through the weekend. It does start to break a little bit maybe by Sunday as we get some clouds in here. So that would be a nice thing, to get some clouds and a few showers too. We have showers and storms to our northwest, and that slight risk for tonight, but nothing here. We had a few isolated pop-ups today. Didn't hear any thunder, but that could happen each day here during the week. But they're going to be very, very tiny showers and storms. Nothing showing on the radar now. If we go back in time here 3 hours, so just around 6 o'clock or so, there were some hangers-on down here. A few showers trying to make it, but then they eventually died off. And the reason is there just isn't any lift. There's nothing out there really to perpetuate these storms once they kick off. Our model showing another chance for some scattered showers again tomorrow, and we may see another round of them Wednesday afternoon, but again, really puny kind of showers that just basically rain on an area about the size of a football field and move on. Rain chances will increase this weekend. The GFS sprouting maybe an inch or more of rainfall through the weekend if we can get some stronger thunderstorms or just widespread rain out there. Look at these temperatures here at 9 o'clock at night. It's still 90 in St. Louis, 85 here, 86 in Detroit. We're among the hottest places right now in the eastern half of the country, by a degree or two lower, I suppose. Charlotte and Washington, they're a little bit warmer. It's 100 right now in Phoenix. And as we zero in closer to the tri-state, you'll see everybody still sweating it out there in the middle 80s. And our feels like temperatures, surprisingly, still in the lower 90s, where we had highs today of 98 degrees. That is just a couple off from that record set back in 1988, another really hot year. We're going to talk about that in a second. And for the month now, our hottest day of the year happened today. We will add more 90s all week long. Our first 90, by the way, just happened less than a week ago, so it has been a big turnabout there from those mild days, or relatively mild days, that we started June with. For tomorrow, you know the drill here, mid-90s again and humid. There is an impressive line of storms back to our northwest. These aren't going anywhere. I mean, they're going here, but they're not going to come down into the tri-state. Most of the storm motion is going to the northeast, and they will continue to propagate along that line and move up because we are blocked out. High pressure will hold those storms off. Classic ring of fire scenario where you have high pressure in the middle and storms kind of riding around the outside of that formation, and that will stay that way through at least Thursday. Longer range on the GFS model, you'll see better rain chances coming our way by Saturday and maybe again Sunday and possibly into Monday. So we will offset the oppressive heat maybe with a little rain over the weekend. 76 tonight, highs tomorrow should get right back into the mid to upper 90s again, and the 7-day forecast is the same thing, rinse and repeat. But our better chances for rain will arrive Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And looking ahead here toward the 4th of July weekend, we remain well above normal, but not quite as above normal as we were. The really hot temps should drift out into the eastern seaboard, and we're still showing wet, so maybe more showers and thunderstorms in our future. All right, here's a kitty pick for you. This is Lily. Elise Coley sent this pic. And, this is a science moment here. I'm going to sneak a science corner in on you. You know, the white cat, white-furred cat, is actually more comfortable in sunlight because the white fur doesn't absorb heat. If you have a black kitty cat or a darker colored one, it absorbs the heat. We call that the albedo, and not libido, albedo, which is how much energy from the sun you're able to absorb. Darker colors have a lower albedo, brighter colors higher because they reflect heat back. So theoretically, Lily would be a lot cooler in the sun than that cat we had last night, Sylvester. Remember the big black cat with the mouth open? So a little science there with your pets. But don't put your cats out in the heat to find out. Leave them where they're nice and cool and comfortable. Believe me, they have found that spot and secured it if your cats are like mine. All right, let's take a look at your questions here this evening. Can't hear me? Oh my goodness.
Have I had my mic off the whole time? Well, that's no good. Oh man, I knew there was trouble when I started this. Okay, now I'm talking and you can hear me. Do we have to do it all over again? We can do it. We'll do a quick drive-through here. Okay, now are you hearing me or did everybody leave? I'm sure everybody is fed up and went home. Oh, well, we got thumbs up. Somebody's hearing me. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I turned on the other microphone here in the studio, mic 1, which is not programmed to be on. Hopefully you still hear me right now. You know me and buttons. All right, well, let's just go back here a little bit. I'm going to just cut right to the chase here. You know it's going to be hot, and there really isn't any significant change to the forecast through the week. Our best chance for showers and storms will arrive Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. All right, so that's what we're expecting through the week. And then longer range up through the 3rd of July, we have above normal temperatures, but not quite as hot. And we have above normal rainfall, but not quite as much as we've had leading up to this, if that makes sense. And then the pet pick for tonight, and as I eloquently said the first time, but I'll try to recapture it. This is Lily, Elise Coley's cat, and I mentioned, I got a little science corner in there, that the cat with the white fur would be cooler in sunshine than the cat with the black fur, because white fur would reflect more of the sun's energy than darker fur. The darker fur would have a lower albedo, therefore the radiation would come in. And albedo, not libido, albedo is a measure of how much energy is absorbed or reflected from the sun. That's why blacktop and dark roofs are very hot, and lighter colored things, lighter colored clothing provides a little more relief in the heat. Okay. All right. Well, now that the mic is on, and you've had to watch my pantomime show there for the past 5 minutes. Sorry about that. Well, I have a really cool thing. I'm glad I discovered that the mic was off here before we go into Science Corner. So we're going to go on over to that. And I did a little digging over the weekend on 100-degree days. Now, these are days where the temperature gets up to 100, the actual temperature, not the heat index or any of that stuff, 100 degrees. And you're going to be shocked at what I found out here. So I couldn't wait to share this with you all. So first off, we had our most recent 100-degree day about a year ago on August the 29th. We were at 101. The year prior to that, there was only one 100-degree day, and that was on July the 28th. And prior to that, you would go back to 2022, we had two 100-degree days on the 5th and 6th of July, okay? Prior to these 4 100-degree days, it was a long time before we had 100 degrees again. Since 1897, which is the period of record here at Evansville, 128 years, we've had 46 years where we had at least one 100-degree day. The earliest 100-degree day happened back in 1933 on June the 7th, and the latest was on September 14th in 1939. And we're going to talk about the 1930s here in a minute, the hottest decade here in the United States anyway, not around the world, but here in the States. So your average or mean first 100 usually happens around mid-July, and the last one typically early August. There's a real narrow window of time when you get the right conditions in there for 100 degrees. So we've had 173 days in the last 125 years or so where we've had 100 degrees. And you need very specific conditions. We are close right now, but the lower humidity, if we can pull that humidity back a little bit, the drier air is able to heat up more rapidly and does. And light winds, and then of course full sunshine will lead to that. Now, if you look at it by decade, from the 1920s to the 2010s, you'll notice here the 1930s really stick out like a sore thumb. We had 56 100-degree days, many of those happening in 1936. And the reason was that was during the Dust Bowl. And at that time, in the 1930s, the farmers were encouraged to till their land and plant crops and keep planting crops. It wasn't really known about crop rotation and proper tillage techniques to preserve topsoil. And what happened was the soil got used up basically by the nutrients were drawn out, and the soil became barren. And then it didn't rain and the soil blew away, which is why you see all the dust storms and that. Well, because of that, the atmosphere is very dry, and the ground is now just absorbing heat. Remember albedo. And so you had just the perfect storm across North America here, the United States, where we had these just unbelievable records, many of which still stand. Around the world, it wasn't like that. This was pretty much our problem, and it was by our doing, because we overfarmed. At the time, it wasn't good farming practices weren't really as well known as they are today. Now, of course, farmers plant cover crops and they rotate the crops and do tillage that preserves the topsoil. But they didn't in the 1930s, and that was one of the factors for that string of 100-degree days. Now look at this. You go through the 40s, we only had 7 100-degree days in the whole decade. The 50s were hot too, 1952 and 53 in particular. And then the 1980s came roaring back. 1983 and 1988 were very hot years with many 100-degree days. And then the 2010s, of course, 2012 netted a bunch of 100-degree days, 14 to be exact. So here's how your years stack up for 100-degree heat. And you see 1936, still the granddaddy of them all. But 1930, right behind there at 17, and then 2012, and then these other 2 years, 52 and 1983. So a little interesting information there, I thought, about 100-degree days. I don't know if you all thought that was interesting or not, but I hope we made it worth your while here to check us out. Jeff Miller had 98.8. Well, see, I'd call that 99. I'd always round up. If I were a butcher, I'd put my thumb on the scale, right? So anyhow, that is just a little information for you about 100-degree days, and we'll get back into some other science topics here tomorrow night, when I will turn my mic on at the beginning of the program instead of the end. But you must have enjoyed watching me mouth words to the forecast. Anyway, it's going to be hot and humid. Please stay safe, and thanks for watching. I will see you tonight at 10 with my mic on, and then tomorrow night here at 9 o'clock on the stream show. Thanks for watching.